Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video. I'm here to photograph what looks like an incredible shipwreck. Wow, look at me grinning from ear to ear. I've just literally finished wrapping up a video, 30 minutes or so, up at Rattray Lighthouse. You might be able to see it over my shoulder. Now, while I was in the area, a local photographer, Don, said to me, you must go and see if you can find a rarely photographed shipwreck. There's not much of it, but it looks really interesting. If you could find it, you've got to get there when the tide height is right. So, because I've just finished my video, I thought I'd perhaps factor this in for tomorrow. And I'd wander down and see if I could find it, just to do a bit of a recce. But now I've found it, the tide height looks perfect, and the conditions are great. So there's no time like the present, as they say. That's it, that's me. Welcome to the video. I'm just going to grab lots and lots of different perspectives, different angles, different shots, different shutter speeds, and I'm going to play around and see what I can capture of this rather incredible and rarely photographed shipwreck. I always tell myself to calm down, be a professional, present your videos well. But sometimes I just get so excited. Just for a bit of scale, in case you were wondering just how big this old shipwreck is, I'm 6'4", so that's a good 4 foot there. Wow, wow, she is just off the scale, incredible. Right, image number one, well and truly in the bag. I've taken a, oh hello, what the hell? I'm guessing that's normal. It's all kicking off here. I've got gannets diving in the water in the background. I've got this incredible boat wreck, and now all of a sudden a huge, what looked to be in the corner of my eye, an explosion kicking off. But anyway, yeah, all right, so right, a couple of shots in the bag already. Before I disturb the sand, I wanted to flatten the water out just to show the structure off, and I've got that already. So now what I'm going to do, again, before I move forward and disturb this sand, and apologies if I'm sounding like I'm rushing, but I know I'm up against time because the tide height at the moment is perfect. But I'm now going to apply a 6-stop filter, and I'm going to increase the shutter speed to around about, I don't know, let's go for a couple of seconds. I'm going to have a bit of an experiment, a bit of a play. And what I want to do now is play around with crashing waves, just to add a bit of movement around the structure, because I find stuff like that quite interesting. So let's get my timing right. Wait for a wave to crash, fire. I'm not even going to look, because I know what the pictures are going to be like, but I don't want to miss the opportunity of grabbing a picture or two. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, that's lovely. That is so cool. By the way, I can't stress this enough. You really need your remote for stuff like this. I'm just winging it, but it's quite solid on this tripod, and I'm gingerly pressing the button. All right, let's wait for some bigger waves. That's a nice one. Yeah, happy with them. They're quite nice shots. Oh, I don't know what to do next. Right, I'm going to move forward now, lower my tripod as low as I dare go to make the structure look a lot more grand than it actually is. Oh, hang on a sec. Bigger waves. Nice. So what I'm doing now, I'm looking at the wave action, and I'm trying to find out how far up the waves are coming. just so I can get as close as I possibly can. I'm positioning myself so that I'm right in the middle of the boat wreck, or looking straight down the barrel of the boat wreck, and that looks about right to me. So that's my setup right now. I'm gonna grab a shot just like that, maybe drop it down a bit. I will come slightly further out as well and include this beach, and I will of course change angles as well. But right now I just want to concentrate on the water breaking through the ribs of the boat, as you can see just there, like that. And that over a 1 or 2 second exposure will look really nice, as well as a long exposure to flatten that water out. But for now I just want to concentrate on the waves crashing like that there. Oh, that's awesome. And watch this big one coming through now. I'll be able to capture those waves breaking in the background, hopefully as well. And that's it. So, right, let's throw this 6-stop filter on and let's grab these shots. Now, you've got to be careful when you do stuff like this, because sometimes you're tempted to shoot the bigger wave, but the bigger wave can consume the ribs of that boat and then they'll just disappear. So sometimes you've just got to wait for a smaller wave to break. Oh, and don't forget the waves in the background as well. Oh, so at the moment I'm grabbing some shots at a second exposure. Right, I've got 1 or 2 there. So before I move my camera, I want to go even closer, and I want to raise my tripod as well. But while I'm here, I'm going to photograph this again at a 2-minute exposure, just to flatten that water out completely. Tell you, it's some size, you know. The back end now is starting to reveal itself, and it's some size, it really is. So I don't mind going further back, because I know then when I zoom in I'll compress the background, so I'll see more of the lighthouse. Let's photograph it from there. Let's see what that looks like. Again, let's put you guys in camera. So without stating the obvious, here's the lighthouse in the background. It's quite a way off. If I want to get the whole of the boat wreck in, I mean, look at that. That gives you an idea of the size of that shipwreck. That's huge. I could do that, or of course I could go in and maybe just isolate part of the boat wreck. Now if I'm going to do that, I'm not comfortable with where the lighthouse sits at the moment. I'm probably going to want to go further to the left, something like that, just to create a little bit more separation between the shipwreck and the lighthouse in the background. Possibly even going wider, just to bring more of the lighthouse in. I don't know, that's interesting. That's really interesting. That's cool. The water is still up and around the front of the boat wreck there, so that's not so bad, I'm guessing. Right, let's give that a whirl. I really like that, that's nice. I perhaps would have preferred it if the water was up and a little bit higher around the top of the shipwreck, but you can't have everything. Now I'm going to go a little bit closer to make the frame of the shipwreck stand out a bit more proud in the image, shooting Rattray lighthouse in the background. But I want to move quick because I still want to get close up to the front of the boat while we still have the water up and around it. But yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah, this is quite something. This really is nice. I've got the front of the boat wreck, the front of the shipwreck. I've got the reflection of the frame on the right hand side, and that sits so well in the frame. And just for a point of interest in the background, I'm keeping Rattray Lighthouse in there, although it's very, very small, but it offers a little bit of scale and another point of interest. All I'm waiting for now is for the waves to come crashing through. 6-stop filter applied. I'm shooting this at a 2-second exposure. That's really nice. Okay, now, come on, I need these waves to come through the boat wreck. Come on, don't let me down, don't let me down. That's quite a nice one there. Oh. Come on. You know, every now and again, you just have to hang on until you get the bigger wave. Every 7, 10, 11, however many it is, like, it's not so big. Oh, I'm so frustrated. Hang on, that's a good one. Oh, yes. Another big one. Get my timing right. 1, 2, bosh. Oh, now you're up close to this boat wreck. It's huge. That's really nice. Really, really nice. Right, I want more definition now. I'm shooting this at 2.5 seconds, but I want more definition. So I'm going to raise my ISO and I'm going to increase my shutter speed. I want to shoot this at 1 second. Let's open that aperture. So at the moment, f8, ISO 125. That way I'm allowing myself a 1 second exposure. Because at the moment, 2.5 seconds, it's blurring the water out too much. Do you know, there's some therapy about doing this. You could just shoot hundreds of these. You'll only use one, but you can shoot hundreds of them just to get it right. Right, I know, I've been out for hours on end. I'm starving, I need a cup of coffee, but there's no way. I'm pulling myself away from this location right now because this is stunning. Right, I've got plenty there in the bag. I'm sure I've got plenty in the bag. So now, got to do it, haven't I? Let's bang my 10-stop filter on, and then let's move closer and shoot straight down the barrel. Oh, hopefully I'm not too late for that now. Do you know what's ever so strange? Because I might not get the perfect shot here. I might not get the shot that I really want. Oh, hello. I want that, by the way. I want that. But I'm having so much fun. I am seriously having so much fun. This is so cool. Right, straight down its throat. Oh, hello. Wouldn't worry me if I had wellies on. Right. Oh, the green is, oh, hell's teeth, man. Come on. The green mosses are popping off this frame, off the structure itself, off the shipwreck, and it looks really nice. So when I pull that out a bit in post-production, that'll look quite something. Right. Now, I might, oh, come on. Not had anything like this for the past 5 minutes. So what I want here now then is the water breaking through. So I'm not going to be too precious about my composition. I just want the water breaking through this structure because it looks so nice. Right, I'm ready to go. 6-stop filter. Let's throw that bad boy in there. Let's go right down to a second. I think about a second will do. Let's open my aperture, raise my ISO, and that histogram looks sweet. Come on, one or two more. One or two more. That's going to be a big one. This one. What's that? I think it's fair to say I've got wet feet. So, the problem I've got now, it's not really a problem, but because the tide has gone out, the only way I'm going to capture the type of image that I want to capture now is by waiting for that rogue wave. That wave that comes every so many. So the opportunity to capture this picture now is sadly diminishing. But hey ho, oh, this looks like a big one. Hang on. Yeah. I'm going to call it at this because I've been out all day. I'm desperate for a cup of coffee and I am starving, and I've got a long walk back and my feet are wet. Oh, freezing cold. My fingers are so cold. I'd love to stay a bit longer and photograph the grandeur of this shipwreck as the tide recedes more and more to expose it, but that's not going to happen today. And it's always good, as I always say, to leave something until tomorrow. But I kind of apologize about this video because it's quite literally, oh, another one, just been me getting super excited about an old shipwreck. Yeah, so it's just been me running around like a mad fool getting super excited. But to me, I'm trying to be as professional as I can, but this is just me. I do this job because I absolutely love and adore times like this. Hopefully that comes across. If it does, do me a favor, help support the channel, give that like button a bit of a nudge. If you're new here and you want to find your way back, consider subscribing as well. Algorithms have changed of late, so I'm not really sure what's happening. The views are down. Most vloggers are saying exactly the same thing. I don't know, maybe the time of landscape photographers is nigh. Maybe it's nearing an end. I'm not really quite sure, but that's certainly not going to stop me from going out and creating videos of me thoroughly enjoying doing what I'm doing right now. Until the next time, guys, cheers.